You know that feeling, lying awake, it's maybe 3 a.m., your mind just won't shut off. You're trying to sort through all these worries. If I asked you, like, what are the big stress triggers for most people? You'd probably say work, right? Or maybe health, relationships. And yeah, those are definitely huge, no question. But here's something interesting, maybe even a bit surprising, that came up in our sources for this deep dive. For a lot of people, the biggest source of stress, it's money. It actually ranks higher than work worries, personal health stuff, even relationships sometimes. So today, we're really going to unpack that. We're diving into a document from the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada called Financial Stress and Its Impacts. And honestly, it's packed with insights that really make you stop and think.
Absolutely. And our goal here, it isn't just, basic financial tips. We want to understand how widespread this financial stress really is. Where does it come from? What are the sort of knock-on effects on our lives? We're trying to look past the spreadsheets and see the human side of it all.
That's such a good point. It's about the human experience. And the document itself kind of frames it that way, too. It says something like, mental, physical, and financial wellness are 3 pillars of good health.
Exactly.
So managing money isn't just separate. It's fundamental to overall well-being.
Foundational.
Okay, so let's talk scale. How big of an issue are we actually talking about here?
The numbers are pretty stark. The research mentioned, specifically from FP Canada, found that nearly half of Canadians say they've lost sleep because of money worries.
Half the population. That's incredible.
Think about that. Almost 1 in 2 people you might interact with could be, up at night wrestling with this stuff.
Now.
And then there's more from the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada's own research. They found nearly 1 out of 3 Canadians say they often run short of money at the end of the month. Right. And what's really key there is digging into what that feels like, being short of money, losing sleep. It's not just an abstract number. It's that constant, low-level hum of anxiety, isn't it? It's making tough choices every single day, when almost half the country is losing sleep over it. Well, it shows how pervasive it is.
Yeah, it stops feeling like just a personal problem and more like a shared reality for so many.
Exactly. A systemic issue almost.
Okay, so if it's that widespread, what are the main things driving it? What does the document point to as the core sources of this financial stress?
Good question. The document lays out several key drivers pretty clearly. First up, and probably no surprise to anyone listening right now, is the high cost of living, plus those elevated interest rates.
Yeah, that's hitting hard.
Definitely. It makes everything feel more expensive, food, housing, you name it, and higher interest rates. That just makes paying down debt like credit cards so much tougher.
Yeah.
Eats into the budget. Then there's just the general challenge of managing household expenses day to day, dealing with high debt loads, living paycheck to paycheck, which is related to that short of money feeling you mentioned. Plus, the struggle to actually save anything, for short-term things or longer-term goals like retirement. And always looming is the fear of unexpected expenses. Your car breaks down, the roof leaks.
That sudden hit that throws everything off course.
Precisely.
And it's interesting, while this data is Canadian, you get the sense these pressures are felt everywhere, right? It feels universal. Who does the document say is most affected by this? Is it specific groups?
That's a really important point the document makes. It's universal. It explicitly states that financial stress hits working Canadians across all income levels and all age groups.
So it's not just low-income earners or young people starting out?
No. Obviously, the pressures might look different, but the stress itself, it cuts across the board.
Yeah.
Whether you're just starting out, middle of your career, even nearing retirement, money anxiety can affect anyone. So, if you're feeling this way, the big takeaway is you're really, really not alone in this.
That's actually quite comforting, in a way, knowing it's not just you. Okay, so we've talked about the scale and the causes, but here's where it gets, really fascinating and maybe a bit concerning. The ripple effects. This isn't just about your bank balance. It spills over.
Oh, absolutely. It spills over significantly into personal well-being. Health is a big one. The document points to research, I think it was Coley and Levy. They found if you're dealing with financial stress, you're actually twice as likely to report poor overall health.
Twice as likely. Wow.
Yeah, and even more specific, 4 times as likely to suffer from sleep problems, which we already mentioned, but also headaches and just other general illnesses.
4 times. That's huge.
It is. And the same research linked it to strain in personal relationships, too.
Makes sense. Money fights are classic relationship stressors.
Totally. And beyond that, chronic financial stress is linked to some really serious health issues. Things like heart disease, high blood pressure, and mental health conditions too, like depression and anxiety. It really takes a toll.
So let's just pause on that. We're saying financial stress isn't just inconvenient, it's actively linked to poorer physical health, mental health struggles, sleep deprivation, relationship problems.
It gets right into the core of your life.
It really does. Pervasive is the right word.
And it doesn't stop there. It follows you to work.
Right, the workplace impact.
Yeah.
What did the sources say about that?
Yeah, according to the National Payroll Institute, over half of working Canadians admit that stress about their personal finances has negatively affected their performance at work.
Over half. So people are distracted, maybe less productive, feeling the pressure even on the job.
Exactly. Think about it. If you're worried about making rent or paying bills, it's hard to fully focus on work tasks, isn't it?
No doubt. So it impacts individuals, families, and workplaces. It's a productivity issue, too, on a larger scale.
It really is.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what's the big picture takeaway here? Financial stress clearly isn't just about money. It's about your sleep, your physical health, your mental well-being, your relationships, how you function at work.
It touches pretty much everything.
It really does connect to almost every facet of life. But, importantly, the document doesn't just leave us there, it ends on a slightly more hopeful note, right?
It does. It concludes with that simple but powerful statement, it doesn't have to be this way.
Which suggests there are paths forward. So what we've really seen today is just how deeply interconnected our financial lives are with everything else. The sources we looked at make it crystal clear your financial well-being isn't separate. It's tied fundamentally to your overall health, your relationships, your success at work.
Yeah, and that connection, understanding it, maybe raises a really important question for everyone listening. Given how much financial stress impacts your entire health and your daily life, what could it mean to truly, meaningfully invest in your financial well-being? Thinking beyond just the bank account, investing for your whole life's quality.
That's a great question to ponder. What does that investment look like for your overall health and happiness, not just your net worth? Understanding these deep links, like we've tried to unpack in this deep dive, that really feels like the essential first step towards finding that greater, more holistic well-being. Definitely something to reflect on.